Hi, it is November the 7th, 2018, Wednesday evening, 6:45 p.m. I have completed my words for day 7. It's been a week now in NaNoWriMo. It feels like it's been a year and a half. I can barely even remember what it was like to not be in the middle of NaNoWriMo. It just feels like it has pretty much been, as it usually does, every year this happens to me. I get into, a week into it, and it just feels like I've never been anywhere other than in NaNoWriMo writing a manuscript. It seems completely normal. It basically consumes my life. And that's that. However, I will say that it has been another fairly distracting sort of a day. For what should be obvious reasons if you listened to yesterday's video. However, I did get 2 surprisingly good writing sessions in today. I did some okay writing. I mean, the writing may not be that great, but I felt pretty good about the writing I did today. And I think the reason is, I was yesterday I was sort of struggling with a scene in a tavern, and my characters were having this conversation with this guy, and it was supposed to lead to something else, but I was really struggling to think of a natural way for it to lead to the next scene where we meet a new character. So I just decided to just sort of skip to the next scene. Basically, I just skipped right over the there should be like a logical connector between these 2 scenes, but I skipped the logical connector and just kind of went right to it. So in revisions, I will need to work on that, or rework it or something. Anyway, but I really kind of wanted to get to meeting this new character, because I really wanted to. I anticipated when I started this book that I would have basically 3 main characters, Murad, Selenius, and a woman, a rogue, who I now know from looking at my name list is named Siedra. I don't actually know how to pronounce my own names, but I'm just going to say it's pronounced Siedra. However, as I was writing today, since I was writing on my iPad, writing the same way I've been writing this whole time, really, lying in bed with my Apple wireless keyboard and my iPad up here. I actually bought a, what's it called? A sleep wedge, I think it's called. It's basically like a wedge-shaped sort of, almost a pillow. And I've been using that yesterday and today, and I can sort of prop myself up better, and so I can write and rest my back at the same time, basically, because otherwise I can't write sitting in a chair, like right where I'm sitting right here. If I were typing on the keyboard up here, which is out of the view of the camera, I would hurt my back in about 5 minutes of trying to type in that position. And I have done that several times in the last couple of months. So I'm avoiding that like the plague. Mute button, lost the mouse. Man, I'm coughing a lot tonight. My mouse pointer is really small. I feel like I've made it bigger, but I still lose it on the screen. So I have to like move it around a lot to see where it is. So then I can move it to the mute button over on the screen. It's really annoying. Getting old is really annoying. My eyesight is going bad. I need to go to a optometrist and get a new prescription for glasses because it's actually I can read the text on the screen here after I had cataract surgery in September. I had a cataract in my right eye over here, which was removed, and the entire lens was replaced with an artificial lens. So I can read my computer screen much better now, but it's also completely altered my vision. So one of my eyes is nearsighted now, and the other one is farsighted. So it's a bit different now. Anyway, I just got way off on a tangent there that has nothing to do with anything. So yeah, I'm pleased that I was able to, amidst all of the distractions today, I'm pleased that I was able to find a pretty good writing rhythm. My first writing session today, actually, I found myself really kind of lost in the writing that I was doing. I was really into it, and you know, I was not aware of time passing as I was writing, which is might be the first time that has happened in this NaNoWriMo. And in that session, I think I put down like 1,100 words in one sitting, which is definitely the most I have written in one sitting so far this NaNoWriMo. So, and it was all because I was writing a new character. I have a new character in this story, and a new character, and what was I gonna say? This new character. It's fun to write new characters because you kind of get to know them as you're writing. I didn't really know how this rogue was going to turn out. I mean, I had some sort of ideas in my head, but I didn't really know what her personality was going to be like until I just started writing. And I'm not sure I've really nailed it yet, but it's been fun, you know, kind of trying to figure it out. So I have enjoyed that. Because, well, I'll just say this. This might be a controversial thing to say, but it may be apparent from watching me that I am a dude. So there is I am always, what's the word? I'm always nervous, I guess. I'm always nervous about writing female characters. I'm very nervous about it. Just today, I actually read a tweet, a tweet thread that was, you know, basically 10 things that male writers get wrong about female characters. So I read those kind of things a lot because I am a male writer, so I don't really want to, you know, I don't really want to walk right into those traps. I feel like in my heart, I feel like I would not do that, but I don't know. you just don't know. So so I do read a lot of those things, and I'm very nervous about writing female characters. So I you know, it's a really hard thing. You know, you try to come up with a character that's interesting and authentic sounding and plays against the other characters in your story, but without falling into a bunch of tropes. I mean, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm way out on a limb when talking about this subject, so I'm really hesitant and picking my words carefully. I feel like it's a similar thing to avoiding tropes in all areas of writing, but in this particular area, there seems to be a lot of scrutiny on it. So basically all I'm saying is I'm very conscious of it as I'm writing, and I try not to let it take over my writing, I guess. But I also want to be aware of it. That's about all I want to say about that. So my dog is in the room snoring again. Probably can hear that over there. She's getting older. She snores and wheezes a lot. She's not really that old, but she's a hound dog, and they tend to make a lot of weird noises. I can hear her over there. Okay, so what else do I want to say? I'm at 11 minutes now. I don't really have any notes. I still have this topic of the dark side of NaNoWriMo that I wanted to talk about eventually, but I still don't feel like I'm ready for that subject yet. I guess I'll just like hit the surface points of it, which is I feel like in any kind of writing challenge, there's a danger of it turning into a competition, and there's a danger that the competitive aspect of it will become the focus, and I try to stay away from that. That's one of the reasons I don't hang out too much on the NaNoWriMo forums, because it's impossible to avoid the comparisons of your progress with the progress of every other writer, because everybody on the forums has a little progress indicator right next to their name. So it's hard to avoid that. And there's a lot of people that will post their writing totals every day, and there's a real danger of getting carried away with that. I'm keenly aware of what it feels like to be struggling on a writing day, and just really struggling to get maybe 100 words or 200 words down, and then I feel like, oh, I did it. I got 200 words down. I'm amazing. I can't believe I even got that many words. And then you go on the internet and everybody's like, well, I wrote 3,000 words today, and somebody else got 2,000 words today, and somebody else is like, I finished my NaNoWriMo on the 5th day. So it's like, you just want to slap those people, really. That's how I feel. So I try not to post my totals for NaNoWriMo for that exact reason, because I don't want anyone else to feel pressured to keep up. There's enough pressure to keep up just within myself, because every day you wake up, and every day you're behind. At the beginning of every day, you are behind in NaNoWriMo, and that feeling is very prominent. And I don't like that feeling very much. There's I mean, it's a dual-edged sword, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. It's there's a good side and there's a bad side. I try to focus on the good sides and not on the bad sides. That's basically all I'm trying to say there. That was my spiel on the dark side of NaNoWriMo. So I don't think I have much of anything else to report today. It was a good day, surprisingly good day, better than I expected it would be. I fully expected at the end of the day to be reporting that I hadn't written anything. But I surprised myself. That's how it goes sometimes. So I guess a week of NaNoWriMo is done, and heading into the second week now, where it's only going to get harder from this point. When I was writing my notes for story ideas, I have them right here, actually. I think I'm on this plot point right here, which is my second to last card that I wrote, which is the one where I talk about a meeting with a rogue woman. When I wrote these notes, I speculated that I might only have about 20,000 words of material here, and I'm up to like 12,000 words now on my second to last note card. So yeah, I'm running out of my original ideas. The notes that I originally wrote would take me to the point where basically where everything sort of starts to fall apart for our characters, and then they have to start digging themselves out of the problems that they've gotten into. Me, as the author, has no idea how they're going to get out of the problems that they have dug themselves into. So that will be a challenge for the characters and for the author. Part of me thinks that's a good thing, though, because sometimes when I'm writing, I'm sort of writing my way out of problems, and I can have the characters sort of pose ideas and think about things that they might do to get out of the situation, and that dialogue sounds pretty authentic to me because I am also posing those questions to myself as the author of how these characters should extricate themselves from the problems that they have encountered. So sometimes it's good when me, the author, doesn't know how to get out of a problem. I can get some interesting dialogue out of it. But it's also kind of a really scary feeling when you don't really know where the story is going, and you might end up painting your characters into a deep, dark corner from which there is no escape without the dreaded Deus Ex Machina. Fortunately, there are revisions where you can go back and put foreshadowing in. Anyway, I think that's all I will talk about today. Next time, tomorrow is Thursday, it's another new day, and we'll see what happens then. See you later.